Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Dream Team deadline stream with the Dream Team Tonic. Tony, how you doing, mate?
Good morning, mate. All good?
Ready for another big differential captain pick?
Yes. No.
What about you, Ben? You all good?
Yeah, not too bad. Just got back from kids' football training. Stressful, that.
Already listened to your voice note this morning to get me prepared for the week. How are you feeling about your team?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. There's not much I can really do, but I'm gonna have to use some transfers. So yeah, set myself up for this week. Hopefully, the next few weeks.
Right. Well, should we get stuck into a few of these questions? I think the first one is one that everyone's been struggling with. I think a lot of people are struggling with what to do with Kelleher and Connor Bradley. None of us are still on Kelleher, are we?
No, I never was. I've been on Edison for ages. He's not played.
No. Who's yours, Ben? Who's your keeper?
Raya. Put Raya in last week. Yeah, and I took Dubravka out and he got the same points as Dubravka.
Oh.
He would have gone anyway at some point, Dubravka.
Watching Ben's like watching one of them foreign films on Netflix where the voice is so far behind.
Right, DD1.
Yours is the same there, Tony. Your microphone sounds like it's off.
Is it?
Yeah, you're coming through delayed. We'll try and get through it because it sorted itself out, didn't it, after a couple of minutes last time? Right. Current back four: Kelleher, Virgil van Dijk, White and Gabriel. Considering going full Arsenal with Raya and Saliba coming in, sensible moves or roll for free next week? No other issues in the rest of the team. Tony, how do you feel about going full Arsenal?
I mean, it's brave, but it's sensible. You're going to get 2 games out of them all. That's one thing. Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of, especially after the Atlanta result, that there'll be quite a few heavy Arsenal defences at the minute, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm considering it. I've got Bradley, and I'm already on 2 Arsenal. I'm considering going for Ben White as well.
Yeah.
Potentially making it free. I know they're tough fixtures. I feel like the only defence we can rely on at the minute.
Yeah, I think Ben White's a good option on his own as well. Anyway, he's picking up good points. I think he's the second highest scoring defender, isn't he? Behind, is it Gabriel? So
he grabbed that assist and he should have scored as well. I don't know if you saw that sort of one-on-one he had with Neuer, but he just kicked it straight at him.
Yeah, they were both on at 8 o'clock, weren't they? So I was flicking between the games.
Oh, forget you're a City fan.
To be fair, though, I had the Arsenal game on just as much. I were flicking between the two, which is frustrating, isn't it? Having them both play on the same night and stuff. But
yeah.
What
about you, Ben? You're already pretty Arsenal heavy, aren't you? So how do you feel about it currently?
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal's decent. Just worries me that they've got to go Bayern Munich now and try and get a win. But even if you just had the less games and you still had Arsenal back line, you're still going to get guaranteed minutes, aren't you? But less games if they don't go through in the Champions League. So they're the best defense in the league. So it's pretty sensible. I mean, Man City, if they get through, they'll have more games, potentially 13 games if they get all the way through to the final in both comps. But the rotation is quite bad at City, isn't it? And there'll be Walker and Ake coming back, I think, midweek. So lots of rotation there.
Just got a just to interrupt with that bit, but just seen a fairly reliable FPL page saying that Foden and Haaland both start. That could be a spanner in the works, couldn't it?
No, that is a spanner in the works.
Yeah, we'll stay tuned on that because I'm still a little bit skeptical because it's quite early, isn't it? It's still pretty early to get these leaks, but that's a guy called Lazy FPL, the FPL newsletter. Hang on, City Extra, they're reliable. They're just reposting the same thing though. Foden and Haaland apparently both starting. Quickly back to DD1's question. I think that looks okay. I'm looking at going for 3 Arsenal defenders this week. But yeah, I can understand why it feels a bit dodgy because Bayern, Aston Villa, not the best.
Yeah.
Morning, Dimitris. Hope you're well. What's your opinion on using Max Captain? Wait or use it? Also, just one sub. Bowen injured. Currently top of his mini league. Probably going to go for Diaz as a safety option. Any other suggestions? Should we start with a Max Captain?
Yeah. I think it's a good option this week. Another double. Bowen obviously needs to come out. Looks like he's going to miss the game. But yeah, you're running out of doubles now. Obviously, everything's up in the air regarding European teams. So I will be getting my chips used as quick as possible. Probably use Max Captain this week and then look to, if you do still have the 12-man, that's a shoe-in for either Fernandes or Rashford or Garnacho in the double for United with Sheffield United and commentary.
Yeah, I like the idea of that, actually. What about you, Ben?
I think you can hold Max Captain this week. I think just pick a Man City player, captain them this week. And Diaz, I'm not sure about because obviously he got rotated in Europe last week. So I want someone who plays twice a week. So it'd probably be a Champions League player I'd bring in, or a Kudus who's going to play 2 games and then sell Kudus the week after when he's only got a single. It's if you don't want to book transfers in, it depends on your team. If you've got loads of injuries, I mean you've got Bowen there who's injured, so you straight to Kudus for example. Then next week you booked in a transfer for the week after. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
I'm not overly sure on Diaz now. I did really, really like him as an option. But yeah, I feel like Jota has kind of decreased that a little bit. It's hard to know who else is in his team, isn't it, currently? Yeah, I would want to try and get, if we know that the City boys are starting, both Foden and KDB, definitely want to make sure I had them in. Hang on, he's got a second part. Also following up, Foden may be rested for Luton. Would you sub out to get a player who plays 2 lots of 90 minutes, or is it just Foden? I mean, if we hear that Foden is starting, I'm going to want to have him for Luton. Did you both take him out, or was it you, Tony, that took him out last week?
Yeah, I've not got him. I took him out and left Palmer in. So at this moment in time, before we're hearing that, I was going possibly Palmer out and Watkins in. But Foden starting against Luton, I think Foden definitely starts against Real Madrid. You can't not start him. He's probably one of the first names on the team sheet for the big games now, as well as Haaland and De Bruyne. So if he starts against Luton, gets 60, 70 minutes, he could do some damage. So in my position, I think I finished the week at 38th. The pressure from the top 100 would come more from Foden, as he's a lot more highly owned up there than Watkins. So that would make my mind up to play it a little bit more safe. Bring Foden back in for the double if he plays Luton. And yeah, Watkins will just have to sit it out, even though I fancy him. Not so much against Arsenal, although I think he did score in his last appearance against Arsenal, but last season, sorry, he scored against Arsenal. But this season, I think he only got 2 or 3 points in the last game, the reverse fixture. So yeah, Foden's probably more damaging to me.
Yeah, I think Foden's a must for me this week. Ben, have you already got Foden?
Yeah. Get him in. Get Foden in. I wouldn't sell him. And all the leaks are coming out now. That Foden's starting and Haaland's starting, so must have.
Kai Morgan, good morning. Gabriel, Foden, Palmer are his only issues. Think I'm going to roll it as I believe they'll all be good. Yeah. Well, Palmer's not really a big issue, is he? It's just the one game a week, I suppose. Looks like Foden's all right, and I'm pretty sure Gabriel's going to be okay. I haven't seen anything from any Arsenal pages other than that he wasn't seen in those training photos. But we've had loads of weeks where they've not seen Saliba in training photos. We've not seen Saka in training photos. And they pretty much
it could just be precautionary. We're at business end of season. Games are coming thick and fast. Sometimes players don't train midweek. Like they'll manage little niggles. They're not. I can't see Arteta breaking up Gabriel and Saliba for a niggle, or there's no injury there. Like you say, he might just sat out a session just for recovery. Yeah, I don't read too much into that unless there's a little bit of background behind an injury.
Just another one from that FPL main road saying Haaland, Foden, and Vardiol all start. So pretty unanimous on.
Where's
Foden.
this Ederson news?
Didn't you hear yesterday?
Yeah, he's number one. Yeah.
He's number one, and he was going to play Real Madrid, but I just felt like putting him on the bench.
It was just evening it up because they had their reserve keeper in, didn't they? Real Madrid.
For the love of the game.
Yeah. I don't mind holding Palmer, but if you've got literally nothing to do, why don't you just bring in a double game week player this week, like a Kudus, 2 home matches, loves a bonus, and even if he gets an attacking return, that's a bonus on top. And then go back to Palmer when he's got his double for 32 and 33.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of doing. I at first, I think it was only a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it, when Foden, when Palmer was dropping down to having a single, I kind of thought that maybe I'd keep him, but I'm already starting to look whether I can just swap him to KDB if KDB starts.
Yeah,
but
makes sense.
Not heard anything on KDB yet though. So if it's a KDB Real Madrid single versus a Palmer single, I've forgotten who he's got now.
Everton.
Yeah.
Everton. That becomes a bit more difficult to decide on.
Yeah.
Philip Derbyshire, is it time to get rid of Liverpool defenders? It does feel a bit like time's running out for the likes of Bradley, Kelleher in goal. Yeah. No clean sheets in 8 games either.
Yeah. I mean, Bradley were better than just clean sheets anyway. A little bit like a Trent with attacking returns and great for tackles. Weren't too concerned about the lack of clean sheets, really. But I think it's more about this now. The European games suffering if they can't manage. It's so tough to go to Atalanta and overturn a 3-0, even if they put out a full side. I think that's such a tough ask. It wouldn't be as surprising if it were back at Anfield and they did it, but I can't see it. So any Liverpool heavy teams, I think they are going to start to drift over the next couple of game weeks if they do go out midweek next week. And the defence is, everyone's been quite heavy. Alisson's obviously coming back. Trent's coming back. Yotta's coming back. So there's going to be rotation there as well.
Yeah, I think you covered it pretty well there. Bradley's a worrying one for me with him being on the bench midweek. You want double game week players, so I'd get rid of him. Van Dijk's not really doing much unless he gets a goal, and can't rely on clean sheets at the moment. So, but the fixtures are decent on paper, but Liverpool are just all out attack, aren't they? They don't look at Arsenal. They're like they pride themselves on getting a clean sheet. You don't see Liverpool players go mental when they've cleared the ball or something, do they? You know what I mean? Like Gabriel and Saliba love it.
I think it sort of plays into it with Arsenal as well. The way we've got we have been playing with kind of like 4 out-and-out defenders as well. Like I know Ben White does
Yeah.
get forward, but he's not quite like a Trent or a Bradley, is he? He's a centre back that's sort of playing at right back. And the same when we had Kivior as well. He's not going to be blasting up the wing and leaving himself open, even if he did get skinned by Sane.
Yeah.
I'm looking at getting Bradley out, to be fair, for Ben White, actually. I don't feel great about it this week, but I feel like long term it's all right.
Don't you fancy Gvardiol now? We know he's starting the Luton game. 2 home matches this week.
That is quite tempting, actually. Now that we've seen that he's leaked to be starting, because I'm not overly convinced on Ben White. It's kind of like the best of a bad week, it feels a bit like. But yeah, if he's starting both, it's quite appealing. I don't know what the time frame is on Ake. Do you? Is it longer term?
Well, it's possibly midweek he could be back, but I don't think they'll bring him straight in for the Real Madrid game.
What about, obviously, FPL Tony's just confirmed Foden, Haaland, Lewis all starting. So we're pretty damn sure now Foden and Haaland are in there. Rico Lewis could be an absolute cracking option today. Possible clean against Luton, unless City do the best to try and throw the clean sheets away, as they usually do. But he could be getting some decent attacking returns today, Rico Lewis as well. A 1 week punt. And he probably won't play Real Madrid, but could be a good little haul on offer today.
Yeah, I'll have to think about Vardy while doing this. But the reason I like Ben White is because in my head I'm feeling a bit like now, so little time to go. I kind of want to just get some defenders in that are set for twice a week, and I don't want to have to think about moving them out again. Obviously, if the fixtures are like glaringly obvious, but it would be quite nice to use these to like swap between KDBs and Fodens or whoever's like Bruno Fernandes when the time comes that week. I know how frustrating it'll be if Vardy just ends up getting dropped twice, something like that. 2008 Benji.
Yeah.
Good morning, all. Best way to approach park the bus on the week before you use it. Ben, you were the most recent busser.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not a great chip because you have to think about bringing in a defender. Yeah, you have to think about bringing in a defender the week before. So when I used mine, I got burnt because I wanted Palmer as my second transfer, and then he went on that wild run. But I had to bring a defender in so that in case I got an injury on the week of the bus, I weren't going to get blocked from using 5 at the back. So I brought Porro in, and then obviously Palmer went off. So then I had 4 in the back for the week after, and then Robertson got an injury. So luckily, because I had 4 at the back already, I could take out Robertson and bring in 2 defenders. So it is tricky. If you've got someone like Bowen is injured, then that's great because then it doesn't feel so bad taking out an injured player for a defender. But yeah, there could be someone who could go off this week, and you've missed out on him.
Did you have any of that trouble, Tony, when you played yours?
No, I literally had 3 at the back and then just 1 week on the week.
Or 2.
Because obviously early on, I knew there'd be more opportunities, so I weren't as eager to plan for it and then sure it went perfectly. I think now, like Ben says, you have to this late in the season pre-plan, because if you're not halfway there and something happens and you can't get there, you completely run out of opportunities to get 5 at the back and have a decent go at it. I think for us earlier in the season, it was just, well, if it happens this week, if I've got 3 at the back and I just transfer 2 out and sit them there and go to a 5 at the back and use it, it's no great skin off my nose. If it doesn't come off, I could just cancel my plan to do it and use it 2 weeks later down the line and another double. So yeah, it's harder later in the season. Yeah, I'm in agreement, really. I picked one out, but the only thing I would say that I did is I went to 4 at the back the week before, like you said, Ben, and that worked pretty well because, yeah, if you get an injury, you can still get to 5.
But yeah, if you're planning for that game week 32-1, I think that looks quite good. So good luck, Benji. Nathan Wisby, how's everyone? Oh, how is everyone? And who is everyone captaining? Morning, Wisby. Tony, you've always got one up your sleeve.
Not today. I can't. A lot of people were burnt with Haaland against Luton last time, and now I know he's starting. I know he's starting Luton. He's not going to be dropped for the Real game, so I've got Haaland doubled. The doubts around Salah and the Atalanta game now, obviously fresh in people's minds. I think Haaland's going to be so highly captained, and if he goes off like he did against Luton, there's no chance I don't want to be on it. So Haaland for me. I do think you could go differential with a Foden, or if De Bruyne is starting against Luton, you could risk that. But for me, I like to see a striker or a forward who's done well against a team previously, and there's no better advertisement than 5 goals away from home against Luton. So it could be on for another spanking.
Yeah, I did fancy Foden, but because he limped off against Real Madrid, it just puts me off a little bit. He might get less minutes today. So yeah, I think Haaland's the obvious one this week. Just target that Luton fixture. There'll be other weeks to go differential. Go differential with your transfers this week. Maybe bring in someone who's lowly owned.
Yeah, that's a full house for me with Haaland.
Is that one of the first times? Is it?
Hey, when I said my on the pod my thoughts are Haaland, you two thought it was Salah, didn't you? You said we were going to swap over. Yeah, I think that midweek game has scared everyone a little bit, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that much talk of it either, but Luton have got so many injuries at the back. They've got a lot of injuries at the back. I didn't even know that. Did you guys know that Kabore from Luton can't play because he's a City player?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I found that out yesterday.
Before.
That might be what did him last time. Just a shout for anybody who does have max captain. Obviously, Haaland is going to be so massively captained. If you played your max captain chip and Haaland didn't do much, or he got an injury, or took off early, or whatever else, you could be right in with a good rise if somebody else does well this week. So it is worth exploring that. Obviously, it might just go boring. Haaland might score a couple of hat-tricks. Everyone's got him. Your max captain sits on him, but it's a risk that you might want to take this close to the end in your mini leagues or trying to boost your rank.
I just want to thank everyone in the chat because I've just got some team news from the chat before I've managed to see it on Twitter. People saying Big Game Kev is starting. So cheers to Amelia in the chat. Cheers to our very own James Fricker in the chat, putting that in there. Oh, look at this. All helping each other out. What a community, eh? Fantastic.
Is Fricker up and awake?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
Morning, James.
Oh, it's the baby, isn't it?
The baby keeping him up now.
Congratulations.
Yep.
There's a celebration.
We're sucking the fun, innit? All right, Big Game Kev starting. I think that's made my day a lot easier.
Yeah.
Any changes on the captaincy if we know Foden, De Bruyne?
Any leaks on? Any leaks on Bernardo Silva? Fancy him?
I think he'll be rested today. I think rested and he's full of energy for Real Madrid then, because he's such a good player for them big games to harry people. He's the energizer bunny, isn't he? He's brilliant.
FPL Main Road saying Edison as well, Tony.
Yeah.
Get him. That's it. I might have a game of two game players for one of the first times in probably 7 weeks.
That's annoyed me a little bit because I took Edison out, didn't I, last week? But I got 9 points out of Raya.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm feeling pretty comfortable with my team now. Then, if that's the news, maybe a decision on whether I do White to Vardiol potentially. But
Yeah,
you all feeling good with your teams after that?
I am. So just so you know where I am with my transfers now, I've done Palmer to Foden, and I have done Bradley to White at the minute. I am tempted by Rico Lewis. I know that he's booking a transfer in next week, and obviously it's probably a single game week player versus a White who will definitely play two, injuries aside. Rico Lewis, tempted.
You wouldn't go Vardiol over Lewis?
No, because I think he does like a shot, doesn't he, Vardy?
Yeah, I prefer Guardiola.
I think Lewis gets involved in them attacks a lot more. I mean, you see him popping up like for tap-ins and stuff. You don't really see that from Vardy. Obviously, he does do quite a bit of good work down the left and decent link-up play, and he does like a shot. But yeah, I just think Lewis could go sillier against Luton. It's a risky one, though. It's a risky one. Putting either of them two in is risky, I think.
Yeah, I think Palmer to De Bruyne, no brainer for me now. I've still got Foden already, and then looking at Bradley to Ben White, but I might have a little think about Vardiol, but I better not leave it too late, or I'll end up locking myself out. So remember to get your teams locked in. Ben, do you want to talk us through yours quickly, and then we'll blast through some questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, quickly, I'm taking Bradley out just because of his minutes. I'm on a 4-4-2, so I can bring in an extra midfielder this week. I'm going 3-5-2. I'm buying, I'm thinking at the moment, Kudus for the one game week, 2 home games. He's probably nailed for this week with the 2 home games, and he loves a bonus and potential attacking returns, tackles. Just comes out his ears, the points, don't it? And then I'm umming and ahhing over Odegaard, who should be nailed for 2 games, possibly on penalties if Saka's off the pitch and set pieces and that, bonus points as well. Yeah. But tricky fixtures, but it nailed for 2. I do really fancy Bernardo Silva as a differential if he is starting, but I don't think he will. That's the only thing. Longer term, Bernardo Silva is going to be good for the rest of the season, I think. If they go through in Europe as well. Rodri was one, but with him moaning about playing too many minutes midweek, that's put me off picking him this week. Yeah, so I like more Man City players, but I don't want to go for a defender. So I want to go an attack. So yeah, Havertz. You saying about Havertz might get rested as well for the Villa game. Might play Jesus instead. He's been on form.
I think Havertz has looked really good. He's played a lot of games in a row, so I'm just wondering maybe he gets a rest. But yeah, who knows? Bernardo
Silva started the last game against Luton when they won 6-2. That's the only thing I'm thinking. And he scored in the other game, the 2-1 game as well in the league. So maybe he's got his number against Luton.
Right, so that was our City Leaks from Wisby. That was his question. Any City Leaks? So let's blast through some of these questions then. So morning to Miss Noopy. Question is Saka or Silva for this week? Got everything else covered. Saka all day for me.
Saka's the safer option. Silva is a differential option. Depends what you need.
You'd want to know he's starting though.
If that is like your differential, because she's got everything else covered. If that's like your differential option, then you're going to get more gain out of Silva if he does well, rather than Saka.
What about you, Ben? Silva or Saka?
Yeah, I think Saka's the safest option.
Yeah. Has anyone got their phone right near the speaker? Getting a little crackle.
That's Ben. That's it. You heard it vibrating earlier.
It's just stopped. Will Stenning, Morning, lads. I've got Gabriel and Virgil van Dijk. Who should be my third? Ben White or a City defender? Oh man, that's the same issue we've got. So
Ben White.
It's Ben White for me at the moment.
Yeah, unless you're feeling brave.
I feel like I could be easily persuaded, but I think my logic is okay. Ben White, I know, will be the Arsenal right back.
Set and forget an Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas Vardiol might outscore him this week, but then if we hear Ake's back next week, he's a one a week again, isn't he? So yeah, that's how I see it. Now points or later points, make your choice, Will. Morning, Simon. Raya, Bradley, Virgil van Dijk, Gabriel, Foden, Bowen, Saka, Palmer, Nunes, Haaland, Salah. Who to swap Bowen for? Ben, you're qualified for this.
What has he got? KDB? No, get KDB in.
Oh yeah, I was about to say Kudus, but yeah. No, if now we know KDB's starting, he's got to be in there, hasn't he?
Yeah. And an Arsenal defender.
Bradley. Probably Bradley out, and then Bowen to it, KDB or Kudos. But
we're saying that Bradley to Ben White, but I mean a lot of people are going to already have Ben White. So if you did want to go differential, it's got to be Vardiol at the moment, isn't it? I don't reckon that many are on City defenders.
Rico Lewis.
To be fair, like
no, I fancy it, mate. I think it's dodgy.
I do think it's dodgy, but when I have seen the odd on FF stuff, the match center, I've seen Rico Lewis up there a few times when he plays. But yeah, it's dodgy. It is dodgy. You're not really doing it, are you, Tony?
I'm tempted, mate.
Matt Woolley, four transfers. It'd like 5. Don't be greedy, Matt. 4's enough. Raya or Sofal? Hang on.
Oh, Martinez to Raya or Sofal to Gabriel.
Which to do? You're not looking for Martinez anymore, then. I don't think Martinez is a problem, is it?
No.
Not this week. Next week, maybe you could sell him.
I'd get Sofal out. That West Ham team's battered at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think they're missing quite a few people for that second leg.
Yeah, Paqueta's out, innit? You got booking.
If you can do Ben White, I still would do Ben White just in case the Gabriel thing has any substance. Yeah. I feel like Gabriel will be okay, but if you're able to go Ben White and you haven't got him already, Connor, best goalkeepers to put in your team. I spoke to him last night. I still think Raya, but Tony, happy with Ederson?
At the minute, I have to say Ederson because I just think it's possibly advantage City in the Real tie. I think it was a good result for them over away at Bernabeu, and I just think slightly Bayern might. Obviously, they got the home advantage now. I think it was a good result for Bayern at the Emirates, and I think that's the only reason why.
Goalkeepers, Ben.
Yeah, it's a tricky one because this week I'd say Ederson, but next week I'd say Raya because Ederson won't play the FA Cup match. But then the week after that, then if I fancy Man City more than Arsenal to go through, and then they'll have the double next week, so it's tricky. But like you say, Raya's probably safer keeper for clean sheets. How many clean sheets now? 16 clean sheets a season. So yeah, it's tricky. Probably Raya.
Can I just say before you go to the next question, we've got 300. Well, we did just have 300 viewers currently. We've only got 19 likes on the video. If you could just hit the thumbs up, just take a second just to hit that thumbs up and get it up to 100, 200 likes. It just helps us out in the algorithms and stuff like that. Also, if you're watching and you've not subscribed because you're not in the chat or you're not sending messages in, just hit the subscribe as well. Just helps us out loads and it's appreciated.
Well said. Well said. Kev, up next. Got his team up on the screen there. If you can see that, Kelleher, Bradley, Virgil, Gabriel, Foden, Saka, Kudus, Diaz, Nunes, Haaland, Salah. Bradley or Kelleher out potentially for a midfielder. Nunes out for KDB. I think we've all agreed KDB's a must now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Anything to add on that?
No, I think Nunes to KDB is sensible. Yeah. And Keller out for some of the options we've just discussed.
We've got Dan in the chat. Which one to sell out of Foden, Palmer? I feel it's got to be Palmer now. Now we know Foden's starting.
Yeah, easy.
Any objections?
Nope.
Shout out Mike FF stuff in the chat. Richard Cottier. Time to take out Bradley and put Robertson or Ben White. Any love for Robertson?
Same problem. Same problem, different side of pitch.
Yeah. I'd avoid Robertson just because of the rotation.
Morning to Baz, morning to Jen, morning to Steve. Steve's got Trippier injured in his team, but still, how have you still ended up with Trippier? He's been out forever, isn't
crazy, man.
He wants to get De Bruyne and Watkins in this week. Do you leave Trippier and make the other two transfers? I mean, you waited this long. What's another week?
I wouldn't bother Watkins.
No.
Yeah.
Get rid of Trippier.
Definitely get KDB. Yeah. Graham, Arsenal fan. If Gabriel is in your team this week, are you taking him out? Let me know what you think about Gabriel, because I'm not that concerned. Unless there's been any late news come out. I feel like he's made a steal, and I think he'll be all right.
He's a geezer, isn't he?
Lads, yeah. Top geezer, that Gabriel. Best centre-back in the league. Lee Doherty, Kelleher, Akanji, Vardy, Van Dijk. One transfer this week with an eye on Park the Bus next week. Which one are you changing for a Park the Bus?
Oh, Kelleher. Because Alisson's going to be back, isn't he?
Yeah, but if he's playing Park the Bus...
Oh, sorry, yeah. Oh, well.
Keep them all.
I guess we're saying bring one in, but we don't know who we're taking out, though, do we?
I mean, you wouldn't move them on, would you?
No, I think he means to add to it.
No.
You could get
one transfer this week.
It's got to be Arsenal, hasn't it? Ben White.
Yeah.
Or is it for next week? Is it?
Yeah.
Diogo Dalot in next week.
Yeah, I like Dalot. Ben White as well. We're loving on him.
Ben White this week, Dalot next week. There's your 5.
Super chatting from ABC123. Lovely name. Any suggestions for 12th man this week? Pop your team.
Jackson 5 fan.
Try and pop your team underneath as well. Without seeing your team, KDB's got to be up there. Foden's got to be up there.
Yeah.
I think Kudus, because then he's not in your team for next week when they've got a single 12th man this week.
He could do really well this week, Kudus. He's obviously 2 home games, back-to-back home games. Yeah. And I watched the game against Leverkusen because I wanted to see what Leverkusen were like as well. Decent football inside. Kudus still did well. He still completed some dribbles. He got, I think he got 8 points out of the game and hardly touched the ball, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in the 2 home games, he could score pretty well this week. So if you don't have Kudus, I think, he's a good shout.
I think I'm in agreement. I can't... Unless would you save 12th man if you didn't have like part of the bus left? Would you use 12th man in like 32? There's a bit more to choose from, maybe.
Yeah, Fernandes.
Yeah,
you could use it for Bruno Fernandes or someone that There is that single, isn't there? There's a few teams with singles. Is it Spurs coming up a bit later? There's a potential
Spurs
for that
got
as well,
doubles later,
maybe. Yeah,
they got a few doubles, haven't they, Spurs?
Yeah, I quite like
Not
that.
great
Kudus
fixtures,
shout,
are they?
No.
Right, which one were we at? Clunes, top of the shop. Is he still top?
Yep, still flying high. Well done, mate.
Still top of the leaderboard. Martinez, Virgil van Dijk, Ben White, Bradley, Saka, KDB, Kudus, Palmer, Nunes, Salah, Haaland. So no Foden at the minute. Yeah, it's got to be Palmer to Foden, would we say?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think you might have put that before we saw the leaks, actually.
Especially with his ownership being so high already before them leaks.
Bradley to Gabriel for his second transfer.
Yeah. It's just if he's fit, isn't it? That's the only thing. But I think he's going to be all right. Anyone putting Edison in? We've had it confirmed he's starting, so I think it's safe if you are swapping your keeper. If I had Kelleher, I'd probably do it.
Yeah, definitely. Agree.
Morning, Amelia. Confidence in Edison is coming back in as number one, going a week early on Onana and sticking till the end of the season. What do you think of Onana as the keeper?
I mean, he has a lot of saves to make, doesn't he? I'm sticking with Edison now, and I'm hoping I don't have to touch my keeper again all season.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I think if you've got Edison, hold him. And if you're looking for a keeper, I think Raya still is the best keeper. Onana's, I don't think Onana's a good hold, really, but because they just seem to concede, don't they, United?
Yeah.
How many shots? 20 odd shots a game, a goal in it for Man United at the moment.
It's hard, isn't it? It's like you've got to choose. You've either got to choose your clean sheets or your saves, haven't you? Because I was looking at that breakdown on FF stuff, and Ray has been the best keeper over the last few weeks, but only from clean sheets, and he's barely made us any saves.
Yeah.
And then the ones behind are like Martinez and Onana, who are making a load of saves, but not getting that many clean sheets. Just got to pick your side, I suppose.
Yeah.
Is this you, Tony? Owen Higgins saying Michael Blackburn. Who are you bringing in? Are you Michael Blackburn?
I'm not. I don't know who that is.
I just thought, oh no, sorry, he's talking to someone else in the chat. I just saw Blackburn and thought it must have been you. Here's Michael Blackburn.
Right.
We'll do Michael Blackburn's question. Morning, Michael Blackburn. Morning all. I'm set on taking out either White or Saliba. Saliba more nailed until the end of the season, but White more attacking. This may make up for missing a game or two. Yeah, I'm a lot more up for Ben White than Saliba currently. More ways to points. Do you guys agree?
Agree.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't take any of them out.
No. He's taking them out.
Yeah,
don't
you
take
had
them
to
out.
choose, but we're putting more in. Lona Garner 1. Have I missed a Saka update? I've not seen anything on Saka. I think he's fine. Arteta said that he trained okay.
Yeah, just limped off the pitch as usual.
Yeah, he's scoring goals on one leg anyway, isn't he? So
yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Bradley to Delo. Do you like it? Danny Loveface. No, Lovelace. Sorry.
In prep for next week, yeah, but I don't know. I'd pick a double this week and then go to Delo next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't move Bradley on for Delo.
I can see Bournemouth scoring at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait a week. Another super chat has come in. Stephen Wow, morning lads. One transfer to make: Bradley to Vardiol or Kelleher to Edison. Ooh.
That's a tough one. That really is. That is flip the coin stuff. Kelleher to Edison. It's probably then you're done for the season. That's probably your one transfer to make, and you don't have to touch the keeper again. Bradley to Vardiol. Bradley probably plays the first game, doesn't he? Does he play that second game against Atalanta? I don't know. I'd do the Kelleher one.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I'd do the keeper. Just because I feel like I've just been thinking about Vardio myself, but I think that if Ake comes back, you're going to get a one a weeker again, and then you've got another problem to deal with. So yeah, Edison, and then just keep him. I think. One thing on
Akanji as well has been obviously Akanji being back, and he's the option as well at that left hand side.
Yeah, I think Vardio at Bradley at right back might not be terrible. By the way, I'm saying I'm getting him out, but it might not be terrible. I think if Elise's back playing on that left wing, Bradley's going to be a busy boy. Probably like 6 tackles or something today.
Yeah.
Ben, anything to add?
No, I think you covered it well. Saves your transfers further down the line if you just do the goalie one, and just hope Bradley does well against Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers for the super chat, Steve.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Right. 9 minutes. Lock them teams in. I'm set.
Confirm
it. Get your captains right. And don't mess about too near the deadline, like with 1 minute to go or whatever, because I've seen a few people recently saying that their team didn't go through and transfers didn't go through. So just set something. Just set something now. You don't want to miss it. Would you do Bowen to KDB or Watkins? Ian Bailey. KDB for me.
KDB all day.
Kevin Myers loves the pod, playing part of the bus next week. Shall he set up for that this week and go 4 at the back, or chase points this week and go Saka KDB? Oh, I'd always say 4 at the back, but KDB just feels too good this week. What do you think?
He's got Bradley as well. That's a bit scary for part of the bus.
I'd still get KDB.
Tough.
Yeah, you got to get KDB in.
If he gets a 20-pointer or something again.
He's starting against Luton. You're brave man to go against Foden, KDB or Haaland this week now, knowing that them 3 are not only starting against Luton, but they're probably nailed, injuries aside, for the Real Madrid game as well. Not often you can say that for City.
Yeah,
Luke High. I think he's got to do that. Sorry, I was going to say I think he's got to do that defender move and bring KDB in, because he might get snookered and he'll only have 4 defenders.
Yeah, you end up losing the double points then for a position. I don't like that. Who we got next? Take Foden out for Watkins or leave? No, leave Foden.
Definitely.
Tony, Doku differential. Hedge can see him causing chaos. Do you like it?
Oh, yeah, but he will not play the Real Madrid game, I don't think.
Yeah.
The only way he'll get some minutes in that game is if City are behind late on, and they need something a bit different. But if he starts today, he could cause chaos. Yeah, I love him as a player. I think he's bloody brilliant to watch. Can be frustrating, but
Kudus is your 2.0 of a Doku who gets more time on the pitch. Similar sort of point scoring bonus in that. So get Kudus.
Yeah, extra points, extra games. Michael Froggatt, Kudus, Saka, Foden, Palmer is the midfield. Who to take out? It's Palmer for me, just with the one game.
It's got to. Yeah. You've got to take out Palmer.
He'll probably get 2 penalties this week.
Yeah, he probably will.
Gabriel or Vardiol?
Gabriel long term.
Yeah, safer option.
Ashley Jones, thoughts on Trent in?
Not yet.
Too early?
Yeah.
Not yet.
You're going to get probably same minutes as Bradley or maybe even less.
Yeah, I think probably less.
Jonathan Bennett, Palmer, Bradley out, White and KDB or Kudus in. White KDB, I like it. I think that's fine.
Definitely.
5-minute warning, people. Lock them teams in. Mark Warner, Kelleher to Bradley. Kelleher to Raya or Bradley to White?
Bradley to White, I think.
It's one of them. They're both decent long-term options. Flip a coin. Bradley to White is probably more upside than a keeper, but you probably want to make both them moves within the next 2 weeks anyway.
Yeah. I think Kelleher will still play the Europa League game. That's the thing.
Yeah, good shout.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much in it between the two, really. Paul Wakefield, thoughts on getting Bruno Fernandes in early? So Bruno will play, was it away to Bournemouth? Gives you the flexibility next week to use 2 subs to account for European results. I don't mind it. I don't mind going early, but there's a lot of good doublers this week.
No, there's too many good doublers in that midfield. No, I just think he's eating up a space there. You're losing a game with one of the big players. Unless you were like dropping to a 5 in midfield and you're thinking someone like a Diaz who might get rested for the second game. So it might just be a 1 game versus a 1 game. But no, attack this week. Double game week, attack it with a double game week player.
Yeah, I agree. Just like having Palmer in your team, isn't it, really? He's got a single.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Daniel McKenzie really tempted to captain Foden.
Whew.
I mean, he's going to play 2 now. Yeah,
he's one of the most informed players in the country. He's unbelievable for them. I'm not against it. Be a great differential, and if it comes off, you'll fly high. Honestly.
Quick super chat. So we settled on Haaland to captain this week. Then cheers, Tej. £2. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Tej. Yeah, completely settled, mate. It's too dangerous to not. But if there is a massive opportunity to anyone that's chasing and they're quite far away down and they want to go differential, but they need to catch someone at the top of the mini league or something. It's a good week to do it because if Haaland's quiet, everyone's going to be captaining him.
With them guys starting as well, Foden, KDB are still great options. They're going to play twice.
On the flip side, though, if Haaland goes mental like he did last time against Luton, and you're not on him, you are going to suffer a rank drop. So how big a risk do you want to take?
Ben, settled, Haaland?
Yeah, I think Haaland. Yeah.
Nice.
I think everyone's going to go Haaland this week. I reckon it's going to be 95%. The top 1K, easy.
Possibly more.
Yeah.
Cheers, Tej, mate. Thank you very much. Last minute KDB to captain. We've just covered it. If you're feeling brave. Watkins or Nunes? Quick fire. 2 minutes to go.
Watkins?
Watkins,
I'm keeping Nunes. He's getting the chances, isn't he? He'll get there eventually. Yeah. Charlie Choying in the chat. You're right, mate. He's put Jota. He's put Jota in FPL, but he ain't gonna risk it in DT. Nah, don't risk Jota. I don't think. That's John Seymour also tempted for Diaz out to Jota. I think it's a bit early. Diaz or Ben White? I've not seen if Diaz is starting. Yeah, White. That full team's got to be out now, isn't it? One minute. Quick.
Yep. 1 minute to go.
Lock it in. I'll just shout a few people out because our answers aren't going to give you time anymore. So, Martin Bratley, morning, mate. Luke Knight, Will Weaver, LRB, Osmal, Benjamin Doyer, Mitch Royal. Cheers for joining us. Decent turnout this morning.
What about Brett Suffard?
Oh, mate, the list is
Rico in.
Oh, you've tempted him. Good luck, Brett. Yeah, that's it. That is the deadline. Should we all read our teams out while FF stuff is updating, and then we can have a quick look at captaincy and all that?
Yes, let's go.
Either of you two can go first.
Right, my team is from the back, I've finally got a keeper again, Ederson. Ben White, who's coming for Bradley, Gabriel and Van Dijk, 3 at the back. Midfield 5 of Foden, who's coming for Palmer, De Bruyne, Kudus, Saka and Luis Diaz. And up top is Salah and my captain for the week, Haaland.
Strong on where are you at the moment?
I hate opening the app when it's like just near the deadline. I know it's gone, the deadline, but I don't want it to like malfunction and so I'm going to try and remember it. So I think it's Raya in goal, Van Dijk, Gabriel, Ben White, so 3 Arsenal. I've got Saka, KDB, Foden, and I brought in Kudus and Odegaard. And up front, I've got Haaland and Salah. Haaland captain. Kudus is a 1 week punt, and I'll sell him next week.
I'm looking at your team now. Kudus has not gone in.
You're joking.
No, I'm joking.
Oh, fucking hell.
So, mate,
Ben nearly fell off his chair.
I've got, mine's Raya, Van Dijk, Gabriel, and Ben White. So Arsenal triple up at the back. Might be blinded, or might be an Arsenal super fan like you, Ben. Saka, Foden. Actually, I thought I was reading your team out then. Saka, Foden, Kudus, De Bruyne in midfield. And then Nunes, Haaland captain, Salah up front.
You're a week behind, mate, with your transfers.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm just doing the KDB that I missed last week, and I wasn't feeling it last week, but
yeah,
I had a good week actually anyway, so not too fussed. But yeah, I was watching that game thinking, what have I done?
How many points did you get last week?
Last week, 117.
How many do you get, Tony?
125 last week. I'm through to the quarterfinals of the Patreon Cup.
Yeah, well done. I got to 127, I think. Yeah, 127. So, done all right last week. Not too bad.
Those extra KDB points.
Yeah, could have. I wish he played the second game. It would have been a monster hole.
That must have been green arrows all around though. I think I went up about 30 odd places, I think.
Yeah, that Watkins damaged my rank a little bit. But yeah, every time I think I've done well this week and then I'm flying up, someone who I've just took out like a few weeks ago, he was injured, weren't he? So I took him out. And then he's come back and scored 3 goals last week. And he was a doubt, weren't he, before the match?
Yeah. That was the trouble last week with Watkins, weren't it?
Yeah.
He's done that to me all season.
Too risky to bring him in.
Yeah, I think the real winners there were the people that didn't have the transfer to take him out initially, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
We've got Russell Glenn. He's only 3 places behind you.
Yeah, I've just given him a good luck message. Hopefully we can both get into the cash places this season. I think I started week 49th, and then I'm in 38th at the start of this week. So up 11 places, which is quite a big jump, really. Because once you get up there to the top 100, it's a lot of the teams are pretty similar. So it's only a one-off your captain choices, really. Which again, I know it were only 2 points, but Haaland was the right choice in the Haaland-Salah debate. But it'd been nice if I'd had a Watkins or a De Bruyne. But I'm happy to win that again. I can't go against Haaland this week. It's too risky. Be too damaging that. So played it a little bit safer this week and hopefully take more of a risk next week.
I was hoping for some fighting talk to Russell, not the politeness.
Yeah, that's only because I'm in front of him.
Come back next week, Russell. Give him some stick.
Yeah, it's like Klopp, isn't it? He's all right when he's winning, or is above people. It's it all goes tits up, doesn't it, when he starts to lose?
Yeah.
The true Klopp comes out.
Is anyone on FF stuff? Is it updated?
Yeah, it's updated. Do you want the captaincy?
Yeah, let's guess it because I've not got it open yet. Have
haven't
you seen it,
opened
Top
Tony?
No.
Top 1K.
Top 1K.
Haaland is
captaincy.
Haaland is top. What do you think?
97.
No, too far.
89.
79.7.
Ooh.
So a few different captains there. The next one is Salah, yeah, 17%, and 2% have gone Kevin De Bruyne, and then you've got 0.4% Saka and Foden 0.4, Alvarez 0.2. So maybe someone knows he's playing. Kudus 0.1, Bernardo Silva 0.1, Ollie Watkins 0.1. The top 100 though is on there now. Thanks to Mike for updating it. What do you think Haaland is in the top 100?
99.
I'm currently looking at that. I can only see a few Salahs. There's a Foden up there. He must be 92.
Not quite. What do you think, Scott?
Oh, I said 99.
All right, 89. So it's higher. Salah's 9%, and then it's just Foden 1 and KDB 1 out of the top 100.
That the guy that whoever's gone Alvarez is a bit of a risky play, isn't it? If we've heard that KDB, Foden, and Haaland are all starting, it'd mean that someone's on the wing, wouldn't it?
Grealish probably playing, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's been a lot of loving for Grealish recently, hasn't there?
I was trying to look at the team. I was trying to look for the full team, but I keep forgetting that it's not even the early kickoff, is it?
No.
No one really cares what's going on with the Spurs Newcastle teams.
Most transferred in? Who's top of that?
Kev.
Top 1K.
Got to be De Bruyne, hasn't it?
Correct. 49% of the top 1K have brought him in. So he's not much of a differential anymore.
Yeah.
You had a
next on the list, who's the second most transferred in?
Philip.
Phil
Foden.
Kudus.
He's third, 10%. Second is Saka, 35%. And Philip is fourth, 9%.
I suppose Phil was already well owned, weren't he?
Yeah, it was quite high.
Yeah. No shocks who's come in there. Some have brought Robertson in, Bernardo Silva, but they're like 2%, 1.9%. But Bruno Fernandes is coming early, 1.8%. But yeah, no shocks. And then we'll have a look at the outs. What do we think the most transferred out is?
Kelleher, Bradley.
Yeah, they've got to be up there, haven't they? Both of them.
Bradley first.
They're in the top 6. So, come on, think who's injured.
Bowen's number one there.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Bowen's 66% in the top 1K. And then a single game week player is second.
Palmer.
Yeah, 35%. Then Bradley, 15%. Nunez, 11%. Foden, 9%. I don't know who's selling Foden. Kelleher,
I guess
8.3%. Yeah, people ain't been watching the stream. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, get on the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not many shocks on there. That's about it, really. Couple took out Kudus, 1.3%. Yeah, Odegaard 1.9%. So I've just brought them 2 in.
Yeah.
That'll be a good differential, Odegaard, if that goes well.
Yeah. Got to do something like that to get up the leaderboard, haven't you? Can't keep following the crowd, going for the same moves.
Yeah. That's it.
Oh, I'm looking. That City, I feel like that City game's going to be a massacre now.
Oh, I hope so. It's 3 o'clock, that one, isn't it?
Score prediction on that one? More than 5?
6-0. In fact, I need to do my score predictions for the week.
Yeah, don't do them, Tony.
I've dropped well off in it.
You're catching me up.
No, I dropped off way too far, mate.
What was I going to say there? Oh, I think 4-0. I think they'll start taking players off once they get a few goals in front.
Oh, I've done them. I put 5-0.
I think it could be 5. I think it could be one of them where it's like 5 at half time and then, maybe only like 1 goal in the second half or something. Take the foot off.
Should we have a look at the lineups for the Newcastle and Tottenham game?
Go on then. I just seen James say that Murphy's playing right back.
Yeah. So Dubravka in goal, Murphy right back, Kraft and Shah, Burn left back, Longstaff, Guimaraes and Anderson in midfield, Harvey Barnes and Gordon on the wings with Isak up front. Vicario in goal, Udogi, Van der Ven, Romero and Porro, Bentancur and Bizuma, Werner on the left, Maddison behind Son and Johnson on the right.
That's an all right front three for Newcastle, isn't it? Barnes, Isak, Gordon.
Yeah, I like that. But the rest of the team is falling to bits, isn't it?
Kick and run, I reckon.
Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah.
Bruno Guimaraes been on 9 yellow cards for ages, hasn't he? So he might get away with it. Might get away from the ban. This is his 32nd game today.
Yeah, I don't know how he's got away with that. Right.
I've just been summoned by the wife. Fucking drawing things up window next to me.
Let's.
I'm gonna have to go and pick my car up, lads.
Cheers for joining
thanks
us,
everyone that's listened. Yeah, appreciate it. Like I say, just before you leave, if you haven't hit like, I've not checked on the update. Just like, and subscribe, please.
Hit that button.
We'll see you all later. We'll be podcasting on, is it Sunday? I keep forgetting.
Sunday, tomorrow.
Sunday to our patrons. There's a link in the description below. You can join us in the chat then if you're one of our Patreon members. If not, it'll be out later in the week. So see you all then. Bye-bye.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.